and welcome to video 3 of the story Papa, Please Get the Moon for Me. And here's our worksheets. As I say, we've got the word sliver as our word of the week, so that's on the first page here. I'd like the meaning, a synonym, an antonym, and then try and use sliver in a sentence. And then I've got a write and draw. So I'd like you to have a little go at writing the story here. Monica wanted to touch the moon. If you wanted to touch the moon, what would you do? Could you write a story and perhaps illustrate what you would do to touch the moon? So I'd like to see you do something very creative there. And then we have our story map. So please lay out the story in terms of the characters, the settings, beginning, middle and end. And then I have a compare and contrast exercise. We're actually comparing and contrasting the two books that we've done over the last 2 weeks, which was today's Papa, Please Get the Moon for Me, and last week's How to Catch a Star. They are similar, but there are also differences. So I've given you a Venn diagram here. So it was tricky to label this on the computer, I'm afraid. So this circle here refers to the How to Catch a Star book, and this one is the Moon book, and your intersection is both. So I'm sorry the labelling wasn't brilliant there with it, but I had a bit of a struggle trying to get labels onto my Venn diagram. And then which book was your favourite and why? So have a think about which story you like the best. Maybe you'll go back and have a look at last week's story to refresh your memory about what that was all about. See if you can give me a couple of sentences to explain your answer. Then I have a comprehension quiz. So there's just some questions here about the story. So have a look if you can fill those in. Those questions there. Then just a little research project, not a huge one this week, but as we saw at the very beginning of the story, we could see how the moon goes from being a sliver to a half moon, a full moon, back to a half moon and back to a sliver again. These are the phases of the moon and they actually have names and there's a reason behind it. So see what you can find. Have a little look on YouTube and see what videos you can find to explain the phases of the moon. When you've found out some information, you could just write a couple of sentences. Actually, maybe you could even draw a picture, if you prefer, to explain how the different phases of the moon work. And then, onto our word skills. Last week, we had the very complicated worksheets with the comparative and superlative word skills. This week, I'm just going to ask you to have a look in the story and see if you can... oh, hang on, what have I said here? Can you find, first of all, can you have a look through the story and see if you can find any comparative adjectives when you read through the story again, or just listen through the video again. And then, can you use comparative adjectives to compare the moon and a star? So see if you can do that, comparing two objects. I've given you an example here. A star is shinier than the moon. See what you can come up with using some comparative adjectives. Then just another match the word to the picture, and then a word search, and I've got some handwriting practice here with the words from the story. Now last week I found an awful lot of images online for the How to Catch a Star activities, so I've added another one in here. See if you can make a mobile about how to catch a star. So that's that one there, and then a maze looking at how you get from one side of the moon to the other, connect the dots, and a spot the difference. So there you go, that is the worksheets for this week, and the next video will explain the answers that I'm looking for. Okay, thanks guys, bye.